Hello guys and welcome back to this new channel. In this channel is specialized in video games and informations. So before we begin, I would like to tell you to please subscribe to help the channel to grow up and make a like if you like the video, of course. And today's video we're gonna speak about the new Assassin's Creed that comes on this month in specifically 2 days from today, and which is, I think a lot of you know, it's Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which has the name a little bit changed into Assassin's Creed's Black Flag Resynced. Well, what happens when you take one of the most beloved pirate games ever made and give it a full-on facelift? You get, of course, this game, which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, because it's it's been a very famous pirate games for years, and which have the trophy of one of the best pirate games ever made. And this project that has the community absolutely buzzing, and for good reason though, because over the past few weeks, players have been tearing into every frame of new footages, discerning the updates and sharing their honest thoughts. And the verdict, it's a mixture of genuine awe and some very specific, very familiar frustrations, Ubisoft things. Today, we are breaking down everything people are loving, everything they're not, and whether Resynced is shaping up to be the definitive way to sail into the Caribbean. Let's start with the praise that's practically universal. The game is stunning. The visual uplifts isn't just a resolution bump or a new coat of paint. People are throwing around words like gorgeous and breathtaking, and they mean it. Drones have been entirely rebuilt from the ground up, with weathered wooden docks, crumbling colonial stonework, and vegetations that feel alive. The ocean, which arguably the true main character of Black Flag, has received an equally enormous upgrade, with physics, transparency, the way light bursts through turquoise shallows. It's all been mentioned again and again as highlights. And then there is the weather. The dynamic weather system is getting a ton of love. Sudden squalls don't just look pretty, they transform the mood of the entire open world. One minute you are sailing under a golden sunset, the next you're fighting blinding rain and monstrous swells. Players says it make the Caribbean feels unpredictable and dangerous in a way the original could only hint at. The level of environmental detail is so high that some viewers and players in comment sections joked that they would spend more time in photo mode than actually hunting Templars. If the original Black Flag had a weakness, it was that the movement could feel just a little bit stiff. A product of its time, Resynced seems to have taken that feedback and run with it. Fans are widely praising the smoother animation and more modern feel. Parkour flows from rooftop to street, from tree branch to ship rigging, with a fluidity that makes chases exhilarating again. And it's not just about polish. There are new movements options being celebrated, like zip lines, expanded movesets, quicker transitions between running, climbing, and combat. All of it add up to a traversal system that finally feels as free as the fantasy demands. Combat is another area where the balance has struck a serious chord. People are describing it as fluid, polished, and impactful, but crucially not turn it into a full-blown RPG. It still feels like Black Flag, the rhythmic parties, the brutal pistol finishes, the sense that Edward Kenway is a brawler and not a demigod. All of that is intact, don't worry. It just looks nicer and responds more crisply. For a lots of fans, that's exactly what they wanted. A refined version of the classic system, not a complete reinvention. Let's talk right now about the Jogdo. The narrow gameplay has been expanded in ways the community is eating up. New weapons and tactical options let you approach ship-to-ship combat with more creativity. There are no officers, which adds up a layer of personality to your crew and pets. Because apparently we all needed a parrot on our shoulders, even more than we realized. And yes, sea shanties are still very much in, with some suggesting new songs have been added, or at least the old ones sound richer. It's that extra flavor that makes the whole pirate fantasy feel complete. Quality of life improvements are also getting quiet but hurtful thanks. The UI and menus have been redesigned to be clearer and faster, cutting down on the frustration of inventory management. And to be honest, it looks like the same on Assassin's Creed Shadows. The mission's design has been tweaked so that getting detected no longer feels like an instant rage-inducing failure. State it's small change that dramatically reduces the friction of stealth sections, and players are noticing. Story-wise, new and expanded content is one of the biggest talking points. The Blackbeard missions in particular are generating real excitement. Fans of the legendary pirate have wanted more time with him for years, and Resynced seems to be delivering exactly that. The idea that the remake adds more narrative structure, that it weaves side content more tightly into Edward's journey, is being received as smart move that give the whole experience a stronger emotional spine. That said, not everyone is completely sold on the narrative overhaul just yet. While many welcome the additions, a few voices in the community feel the story remains fundamentally weak in places. They worry the game still funnels players through less exciting, more linear narrative sections before finally unleashing them into the pirate power fantasy. It's a caution note amid the broader optimism. Now into the negative space, because no game or remake escapes criticism, and Racings is no exception. First, the tail animations. There were a nauseous pain point into the original, and despite the smarter failure systems, many players are groaning at the thought of replaying them. The frustration isn't that they are broken, it's that they still exist in a form that feels tedious. Even with quality of life improvements, tailing someone through a crowded Havana streets while a timer ticks down is a vibe some people just never want to experience again. Then there is the climbing and traversal. For all the praise around smoother parkours, some users are pointing out that things can still get awkward. There are moments where Edward sticks to the wrong wall or the flow breaks in ways that feel distinctly last generation games. The movement problems of the original may not be fully gone, just softened around the edges. A more subtle worry has to do with feel. A small but vocal group of fans is cautious about remakes in general. They are concerned that updated lighting, different atmospheric filters, or slightly changes to characters, models might alter the original game's soul. To them, Black Flag had a warm, dusty, almost dreamlike Caribbean haze, and they are not convicted a technical overhaul can preserve that without accidentally sanitizing it. And the biggest disappointment that keeps surfacing is the absence of multiplayer and certain DLC content. For many, the original multiplayer mode was a strange but beloved part of the package, and its removal makes Resynced feel incomplete. The same goes for fan favorite DLC that added unique missions and gear difference debate. Some players admit while the new system look nicer, it doesn't look dramatically different for a certain type of fan hoping for a deeper overhaul. The similarity to the original lands somewhere between comfort food and missed opportunity. So, where does all of this leave us? The community pulse right now is one of intense excitement tempered by very specific and reasonable anxieties. People are ready to fall in love with the Caribbeans all over again, but they're keeping their eyes on the tail end mission, the occasional awkward climb, and what be left on the cutting room floor. Black Flag Resynced is shaping up to be a gorgeous, smoother, and richer version of a classic. Whether it managed to fully outshine the original will depend on how those rough edges hold up when the anchors finally drops. So, what's your biggest hope or biggest fear for Black Flag Resynced? Drop it in the comment below if rough edges hold up when the anchors finally drops. So, what's your biggest hope or biggest fear for Black Flag Resynced? Drop it in the comment below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the games we can't stop thinking about. Now, if you will excuse me, I got a shanty to learn. See you on the waves.